All right, guys. So, welcome. So, today we are going to be designing a logo live of Ember and Oak Coffee Roasters. Their tagline is crafted with fire and heart. And the key points from the brief were sustainability, craftsmanship, and community. So, you can generate your own brief on ChatGPT or you can follow along with me. So, if you want to follow along with me, let's get started. So the first thing that you will note is that the name is Ember and Oak Coffee Roasters and their tagline is crafted with fire and heart, right? So we can notice that fire is a big part of their branding. Okay. So Ember and fire pretty much is the same thing. So we can start from there. Okay. So we've already got a clue on what their logo is going to, be like. Okay. So I encourage for persons who are starting out, okay, either, you know, when you're just starting out, go onto Google or Pinterest and look at a lot of logos or vectors or look at images of fires, etc., to draw inspiration from there, okay? And once you get a lot of experience, you can, start creating something without, looking through that. But if you can always, just check out a few images or do some research, get some inspiration before you start making your logo. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Photoshop, and in Photoshop I've got a document which is 1920 by 1080 in size. So I'm going to pick a brush right over here. Okay, so I'm going to just choose this brush. Okay, I'm going to decrease the size of this brush, okay, till it becomes like somewhat this much. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to draw the fire. Okay, so just a rough drawing of what we want it to look like. So fire would be somewhat like this. Okay, so this is what we are going for. All right, ember, right? So that would be fire, and in between we can have something like this going. Okay, so that's just a rough drawing based on what I'll you know uh, you know create the vector from. So now that we've got this, okay, we've made a drawing in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm just going to use the marquee tool. So I have got the marquee tool and I'm just going to press Ctrl J, right? And like this I've got this into its own layer. Okay, so now that I've got this in its own layer in Photoshop, I'm just going to copy this, okay, and paste it over here in Illustrator. Okay, so now I've got the image of the logo that I want in Illustrator. So now we are going to start designing our logo. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to pick a ellipse tool, okay, and draw a perfect circle, right, like that. So before that, let's just lock this. So go into object, selection, lock, and lock selection. So what this has done is it has locked the fire image that we created in Photoshop. So I'm going to press Shift X. So what this does is it switches the stroke and the fill, and I'm going to change the stroke color into something that I can easily see. Okay, and I'm going to increase the stroke color as well. Okay, so now I can easily see, right? So what we are going to do is, see, we made a rough drawing in Photoshop, right? And now we are going to convert that into a logo. Okay, so I've made an ellipse right here. Okay, next I'm going to take the pen tool. Okay, and with the help of the pen tool, you know draw my logo. So right here, and there you go. Okay, and there we go, right? So we have created our you know logo. So we've got it into a vector. Okay, so this side, I don't feel that this side, there's something, I just don't feel right about this side. Okay, I want it to flow smoothly into this, right? So first we'll go on the selection tool and we'll drag both of these right over here. Okay, so we've got somewhat of a shape going. Okay, I'm going to press Shift X. Okay, and let's see what we can do. So definitely we need to adjust this side right over here. Okay, so over here we're going to go into the direct selection tool and let's see what we can do. Right, we do definitely need to, yeah. Okay, so that's exactly what we needed to do, just nothing more than that. Okay, now it is flowing much better, right? And this point as well, I want to bring it like that. Okay, that is good enough. All right, so now we've got both of these shapes. Okay, and I'm going to just do one thing is I'm going to zoom in over here, and this point first I'll take the direct selection tool, this point, right? I'm going to bring it right over here. Okay, and then I'm going to press Command Y or Control Y. Okay, and see. Okay, so this is overlapping perfectly, so we don't need to do anything. So now what we are going to do is again Shift X. We are going to swap the fill and the stroke. Go to the shape builder tool. Okay, and delete this unwanted part, right? And like that. So there we go. So we've got our shape created and it looks smooth. Okay, so this is the kind of shape that we would need for a logo. We want it to be smooth, right? So it looks smooth. All right, so next what we are going to do is to create a similar kind of shape for the inside as well. Okay, so we should have done that earlier but we didn't do that, so let's do that now. Okay, so now we've got this. I'm going to change the fill color of this to yellow so that we can easily see what we are doing. Okay, and I'm going to align it, try to align it. Okay, right, this is good enough. So what we can do with another thing that we can do is instead of drawing the shape, what we can do is with the pen tool we can uh, or just go with the direct selection tool over here, and I'm going to just do this. Okay, or this same. First I'm just going to change the shape from here. Okay, so like that. Okay, so now it's becoming into what I want, the shape that I'm actually looking for. Okay, it's starting to change into that. So this also we are going to adjust this a little bit. I don't want to play around with it too much because it will just distort the shape into something that we don't want. So we can just increase this right here. So we are playing a lot with the pen tool in this logo design right here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, so that's good enough for us. All right, so that's good enough. Okay, now what we are going to do is the edges. Okay, so the edges, they are very sharp. So the edges, they are very sharp and I don't want that. I want the edges to be somewhat smooth. Okay, so let's see what we can do about that. Okay, so they are very sharp, so they are not going to look good when you put them in a logo. Okay, so we are going to just try to smoothen them out, which we can't seem to do over here. About this edge, okay, we can't do this as well. This we can. Okay, so we can smooth the inner one. We need to figure out how to smooth these outer ones as well. Okay, so for that I'm going to just take the direct selection tool, only click on this point, right, like this. Okay, just go over here on this point and that will ruin the shape. Nah. So that will ruin the shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it as is only. Let's see. And this one, this, we're going to move this slightly upward. Okay, so we are going to select a lot of all of these points right over here. So you go over here on the lasso tool, and with the lasso tool you can draw like this. Okay, and now I've selected all of these shapes, and with the help of the direct selection tool now I can move a lot of these shapes at once. Okay, and now you can see, okay, so yeah, it looks much better now, right? So we are going to change somewhat of the color. So first unlock this and delete this, we don't need this anymore. Okay, and next what we are going to do is we are going to select this, and we are going to go into the properties panel, and you can see pathfinder over here. We are going to click minus front. Okay, so what this has done is it has, created a hollow shape for me. Okay, right? So we've got this for our logo. All right, so next what we are going to do is to create the text. Okay, so what we've got, Ember and Oak Coffee Roasters. Okay, so we've got this. So this design looks little bit empty. First I'm going to change the color. Okay, so this pink is not going. For Ember we need something orange. Okay, so you see, as soon as you make the logo orange it starts to look a lot better. Okay, so orange, and what we are going to do is I'm going to go in the rectangle tool. Okay, pick a rectangle like this, like that. Okay, and I'm going to go over here and just make the edges a little bit more rounded. Okay, like that, right? And I'm going to give it a little bit of rotation like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to control C, control F. Okay, and I'm going to flip it. So now we've got a X. Okay, so now this looks much better. Okay, definitely this looks much better. Okay, so we are going to group them so they are perfectly aligned. We don't need to align them any further, and there we go. Okay, so this looks way better than what we had started out with, just the fire. So all we need to do is now change the color of this. Okay, so we are going to change the color into something more brownish. Okay, yeah. Okay, now it's starting to look much more better. Okay, and another thing that we can do is to put this, let's see, so we've got a logo and group these two together. Okay, so I've grouped these two, right? Okay, so I've got my Ember, and I've got my Oak as well. Okay, so let's see what we can do now. So for the text we've got Ember and Oak Coffee Roasters. Okay, so let's start with the text now. So I'm going to just click the type tool. Okay, I'm going to go Ember and Oak. Okay, like that. So first I'm going to do is change the font over here. Okay, so this is Roboto. I do not want Roboto. So we are going to go for some uh we are going to go for some sans serif fonts. Okay, so regular looks good. Okay, this is a good font, this looks good. Okay, we've got DM sans, this looks good as well. Okay, right. Okay, I'm liking how this one looks with my logo. It gives a very nice look. It looks very professional, looks very modern. Okay, go over here. Garamond. Garamond is very popular font. You might have seen it used in a lot of logos and stuff. It's a very good font. Gil Sans is, this is also very good. Okay, Gil Sans Ultra Bold. Okay, this one looks very nice. I like the way this one looks. Ultra bronze. Glow display. This is a good font as well. I like how this one is looking. So let's scroll down further and see, if you've got something really cool. Impact. Okay. So this is good if you are like, going for some sort of online kind of a thing. But we are going for a coffee shop. So this is not, what exactly I have in mind. I want something more sophisticated. Okay. I like this Lato. Okay. This looks good. Right. And it looks good, in the when you increase the weight of it as well. Okay, so let's start out with this one, black. Okay, black, right? And increase the size of this. Okay, so here you go. And then what we are going to do is to adjust this. Okay, so bring this a little bit closer. So we are going to, adjust a little bit of the the kerning of the text. Okay, there you go. Okay, so a little bit of the there was a space between this which was not looking nice. Okay, ember and oak. All right, so this I feel is a little bit too bold for this, what my taste is. I like something, this thin is looking much better for me. I personally like this light italic. This one looks really good with this. Okay, this light italic is looking very nice. And we are going to go over here. Okay, and okay, let's just go eye for the eyedropper tool and just get the color from there. Okay, so the brown one looks good, but yeah, the brown one looks good. I feel it won't work with the orange one. It will not work. So ember and oak, we've got that. All right, so now let's press alt and drag it so we get a copy of it. Okay, and let's write coffee roasters. All right, so we've got this. So this we are going to change the font of this. We don't like this. I don't like this. So I'm going to go with something bold is good for this. Bold is good. Let's go different weight. Nah, this is good enough. Let's change the size of it. Shift. So always remember to hold down shift while you are adjusting the for example the text, because otherwise you'll distort it. So always remember, hold down shift. Okay, and I'm going to get the color from here. And okay, we've got our logo. So it looks kind of good. Let's see. I'm not liking the text that much. The icon is very nice. Okay, I love the icon for this, but the text I feel is a little bit off. So what we'll do is we'll drag this. Okay, so we'll make a copy of this right here. Okay, and we'll just decrease the size and put it right over here. Okay, and let's see. So that I've saved this version right over here. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and let's play around with the text a little bit more. Let's see. Now that we've got the colors in, we can see what goes with it, what doesn't go. So I like this Futura really goes with this. Futura looks very nice. See, even with the normal, if it's and if it's not, uh, italic, it looks good. So I like this. I like all the weights. It looks good over here as well. Okay, bold looks nice, extra bold looks nice. So let's go with this light book oblique. Futura looks nice, definitely. Let's see what other fonts that we have. Okay, so this Lato looks good in a very thin weight, but this will not be visible when you put it on print or something. So it looks good on the screen, but it will not look good when you put it on a screen. Okay, so this Arial looks nice as well. Okay, Arial is not really what I would think of when what comes to my mind when I think of a font for a logo, but Arial looks nice as well. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to clear this filter. Okay, because this is not showing every font on my system. So let's see what other fonts we have. Noto Serif. Okay, I like this. I love this. Noto Serif. This looks nice. Okay, this is something that I'm really liking. And with italic, it looks really good. Really good. Really good. Okay, it looks nice and bold as well, but I like this light italic. This is more of the vibe for the coffee. And this we are going to leave it like this only. What is this? Lato bold. Okay, so this we are going to leave it. So we are going to have a serif italic and a sans serif combo. So this is a good combination. This is a good font pairing. Okay, we can just increase the weight, like play around with the weight a little bit. So this also, what we can do is, yeah, let's keep it regular. Let's keep it regular. Okay, right. So there we go. I am liking this for a font really, and the icon. Okay, so now what first thing what we are going to do is we are going to group these. Okay, so I'm going to group it, and I'm going to go and align it with my logo. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm going to delete this because this is not necessary, and group this as well. So now we've got our logo ready, Ember and Oak Coffee Roasters. Okay, so this was the logo design procedure. I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe so that you do not miss out on any of my future updates, and thank you for watching.